Yo, what's up? This is Jay Alonzo. Today's show is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering our listeners a free audiobook with a 30-day trial membership. Just go to audibletrial.com/beat and browse the unmatched selection of audio programs. Download the title free and start listening. It's that easy. Go to audibletrial.com/BEAT. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. 2020. Welcome back to Class, the cinematic movie podcast that takes you back to the iconic films of 20 years ago. Right here on the Big Three, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and of course, Spotify. And I'm Jay Alonzo. With me, of course, is...
Danger Neff. What's going on, partner? How are you?
Do we sound rough because it's been...
I don't think we sound rough. I think we sound... This kicks in the bass so much.
Yeah, it really does.
We got these new mics. We got new headphones. We got like new everything right now. If you're catching us right now, no, we are not currently on camera, as you guys would have seen with the noise. That will be starting back up here next week.
Looking forward to get back on camera, though.
Yeah, I bet.
Like, everything we're doing is, like, on camera.
How often do you perform on camera?
As far as, like...
You just perform.
Media stuff related?
Sure.
I'd say 3 or 4 times. No, yeah,
three or four
Think
times.
About it because we have this show now.
Sure.
We have Turn My Mic Up.
Right.
We brought back Really Back.
You did bring back
Really Back is back,
which we're going to talk about that in a minute.
Yes, we will. And let me see. Oh, so 3 times. So 3 times I'm actually on camera.
Yeah, there you go.
Not too bad. Not too bad at all. How was your week?
Oh, it's been a long one. I haven't stopped working since like Christmas, so I'm exhausted. But whatever. Word. How about you?
Well, you know what? I've had a really interesting week. I watched some movies this weekend. I did see The Grudge. It's horrible. There
you go. There's your reel it back on that one.
And I was gonna do a review for it too. I'm like, nah, you know what? I'm good. I'm not going to space. It's bad. Don't go see it. Moving on. But we are not alone today. We kicked off the new year with some very special guests. And you know, it's the thing about, you know, like when it's the beginning of the year, it's like this new year, new me kind of thing. It's like everybody, like I'm pretty sure like the first month is like everybody mom will sign up for a membership. So I figured let's bring in some professionals, the best in the game who know how to probably get to where they need to be. Please welcome from DanceFit by LVAC, Anyika and Amelia. Hello, ladies.
Hello. How are you?
What's going on?
Oh, nothing much. Just you know.
Yeah.
Same old.
Fresh from the class.
Fresh from the gym.
Fresh from the class.
Fresh. I mean, your definition of fresh.
I'm just glad I don't have a sense of smell.
Which is so crazy because I went to one of these classes. I went to one of these classes. I watched them do what they do, and I can tell you, they don't play. Like they are. It's sweat flying all over the room. Everybody's
all over the
room.
It's just a sprinkler of sweat coming out.
And there was this guy that was right next to me when he was doing it. I was like, hey, he's kind of keeping up. You know what I mean? So I love how what you guys do as far as, you know, putting together the hip hop, as far as hip hop, dance related stuff, and still making it, you know, fitness driven. And
thank you.
I was very impressed by what I saw. So the first question would be, what inspired you to get to DanceFit by LVAC? How did it come about?
Amelia.
Well, how DanceFit came about was we were teaching another format, and we just became unhappy with it and wanted to branch out and just try some new things, you know, and so
do something different.
And I'm like, hey, like, what do you think about like adding some burpees or something into a routine? And she was like, no, definitely not.
Okay, I like her. I don't know about you right now. Burpees.
Burpees.
I make my dog do burpees, and he hates me every time. I'm like, if you want the treat, he's like, there's 5 of them. Why do you make me do 5? Buck burpees, okay?
Yes. And so I eventually, you know, twisted her arm a little bit, you know, and we brought that idea to our boss, and
She was all on board.
yeah, because she is a fitness fanatic. She's a beast, and she loved the idea, and so she was like, "Yeah, go ahead, go for it," because like I said, we were still teaching another format, and so it was just kind of a trial to see how it would go over with our students, because
it was a big change.
yeah, it was a
big
huge change, and that format is mostly all dance. They don't hit the floor or anything like that, and so to do something like this was kind of risky a little bit, and so she was like, yeah, go for it. And then we started doing more and more routines. And
what I do love, what I do love about it is how the music is definitely current.
yes.
Number one, and it's not like just like she's a maniac, none of that shit. But it's more like it's more so like it's present day music, but when the bass hits, it hits really hard. So the question would be, how do you keep people engaged as far as, because you guys have 200 students per session, don't you?
That would be nice.
Wow.
That'd be awesome.
Am I putting too much on it? Am I putting too much on it?
A little bit, but you know what?
Y'all
It's
close.
all right. It's all right.
When I went, it was like a good.
There was a good 5,000 last time.
When I went, it was like
It was an actual church. Was this central?
This is a whole concert. Oh shit! All right, cool.
Exactly.
I think our biggest class that wasn't like an event, I had 140 people.
Wow.
That was my biggest class that wasn't an event. When we had a 4th of July class, it was about 160.
60, yeah.
About 160 people.
Oh my
All that sweat.
goodness.
Yeah.
All that
Yeah,
sweat.
a lot of-
And I'm telling you, and everybody hugs when they're done. Like, that's a lot of passing of the. I don't want to say, hey.
So if you're curious how a zombie apocalypse outbreak begins,
It starts by hugging
after a dance fit class and starts hugging. It's nothing great or anything.
Everybody walks out
Starts
like-
off as a small cold. All of a sudden, everybody needs a lozenge. Everybody,
Oh my gosh, I love it.
So
That's awesome.
Going to what keeps people engaged. What's like the philosophy behind DanceFit? Like, what do you hope to inspire people to do when they take a class every month, every week? It's every day, isn't it?
Well, I teach almost every day. It's I don't teach 2 days out the week. That's it. I teach every day.
that's exhausting.
And then I teach 3 days
Just to
out
think
the
about.
week. So
So it will go to you guys too. How do you stay engaged with teaching, and how do you keep people engaged to come every day?
Well, me personally, it's my escape as well as theirs. So whenever I go, I'm feeding off of their energy. They're feeding off of mine. So it makes me want to go because they're there, and they want to go because I'm there.
Yeah, no, that's a solid answer.
yeah, and it's really all about rapport. Building relationships with people and letting your students know that you're human just like they are. And when you can be kind of transparent to them, they'll be transparent to you. And, before you know it, it's like you have a little family. And I mean, like that's awesome,
And I think that's why we've been so successful with our classes, because we have really big classes, but because we are the way that we are and we engage, we know just about everybody's name. For it to be 100+ people, we know the people that are in our classes. We go and we give those sweaty, nasty hugs, and people follow us on social media, and we always stay in contact with them.
Right.
So it's not like they're our fans; we're their fans.
It's like we should call it the onion bond. When they hug at the end of every session, it's called the onion bond. Like when everybody hugs, it's like a nice big ball of onion. So seriously,
I need a shower just thinking about
but that's how you know they're up in there handling business.
that. We just out here sharing funkuses and all,
You have other people do the onion bond, and they haven't touched the gym all
Infection
year.
on infection,
Yeah. Why not,
We call this a staff class.
No. We're going to rebuke that in the name of Jesus right now.
The onion bond.
But it's a beautiful onion, though,
It is.
That's
It is.
all good.
I was definitely impressed by what I saw and how people are so really into it. And The bass is heavy. The lights are dope. It feels like a little concert. You know,
It is. It's a club. It's
fun.
It's like a club that you don't have to drink or smell cigarette smoke.
Or have somebody grinding up all on you, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
that could be what's happening in this class.
Instead, you get the onion bomb.
Right.
All right.
Onion bomb. I think it's a beautiful thing. So, it's
So if you're a guy and you're looking for physical contact, just in general, that's accepted.
Oh, God.
Check out DanceFit over at LVAC. You get to perform. #Onion Bomb.
Don't use that hashtag.
Not at all.
So it's been going on now. What? Say it was 2 years. You said
2 years.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow.
It will be 2 years in April.
Word.
In April.
Well, we kind of started in January.
Yeah.
Like we weren't official. We weren't official until April 2018 is when we, our boss actually put out the program and it was on the schedule and we were officially DanceFit by LVAC.
Right. And where do you see yourselves in the next 2020?
I don't know. What do you say?
In the next 2020.
In the next
In the next
Well, I'm still
2020.
teaching this class.
In the next 2020.
Well, we're growing. We're in almost every LVAC. It's just a couple that we're not in. So hopefully we get more instructors. We're about to have another workshop. So we'll have more instructors. Then we can have more classes.
I'm in there.
So we're...
I'm in there. Gangster rap dancing.
So then we just look forward to just growing more.
Yeah, we're still in that, we're in that infant stage, right now where, we have to get
Does it take a while for something like that to grow? I mean, I don't go to the gyms. I have no idea what the inside of one looks like. So,
honestly,
that's not true.
It's for this particular program. It's one you have to have that special person that can dance, but also has the athletic ability and the stamina to do what we do. It's not like where you're just dancing the entire time. That's one thing. And that's great. Like we came from that. But when you kick it up a notch and you're doing like tuck jumps and, burpees or push-ups and, high knees running around the classroom, that's a whole nother level that is expected, So it takes us a little bit more time to find those instructors, but they're out there and we're seeing them, as we're growing. So especially now that we're out here in Henderson, it's kind of opened up, more doors to more people.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, is that the only location? Or there are multiple locations?
We have 7. LVAC has 7 locations, and we're in 4.
Yes. Henderson, North, Northwest, Southwest.
Yeah, we're in 4 locations.
All right.
They rep my Northwest and my North.
North.
# we're just part of the fungus among us around here.
Onion bomb.
So North LVAC and Northwest are our biggest classes because that's where we started.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
where we started.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at your live. Somebody just put #Onion Bomb 2020. I told you it would catch on. I knew it would catch on.
Don't do
So
it.
shout out to that person. So we are very lucky to have you guys on today. Thank you guys so much for being
Thank
the first
you
guest of
so
the year.
much.
Appreciate that. So Golden Globes was on last night.
That it was.
We watched it.
So long.
I
boring.
missed it.
We watched it. Now, to kind of cover the basis of it, above all else, we got to get to the issue at hand because this is a me and Dave thing. Because we've been talking about this all day.
Oh, man, I love it.
The monologue with Ricky Gervais, how we opened the show. You saw it, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah. The man didn't give a shit. He
did not.
just did not care, not one bit. How did you feel about it?
Okay, so Ricky Gervais has been doing this since like 2007, but for the most part, it's a 5 year, his 5th time hosting that he's been doing this. I loved it. And I'll tell you why I loved it. Because it was raw. It was funny. There was jokes that flew over everybody's head at the time.
Yeah.
There was things that were kind of popular in 2019 that they talked about, like Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself, and things like that. It was It was not made for cable television. I'll put it that way.
But it was definitely a slap in the face to the industry. Like, listen, like, this is my last time doing it. I'm going to go out with a bang.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he says, oh, God, the dig at talk shows. What's his name? James Corden.
James Corden.
James
He's like James Corden. So James Corden came out as a fat pussy. And he was also in Cats.
and he did Cats. That's all right. Nobody saw it, so it's all right. I love this monologue. I thought it was great, man. But shout out to the winners.
He had this joke about Sophie's Choice that had me giggling.
But whenever a lot of people says that.
For those of you who have never seen Sophie's Choice, it's a very depressing movie where basically a woman who's played by Meryl Streep and she won an Academy Award for this, has to choose between two children. One of them goes to a concentration camp and one of them dies. It is awful. It is very depressing.
Terrible. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
No, it's awful. It really is. But this was like a very typical 1970s like gritty drama movie that came out. And he says, yeah, and he's like, yeah, and I hear they're trying to make a sequel to Sophie's Choice. He's acting like Sophie. He's like, well, it's got to be you now.
I remember that.
I started dying at that. I don't know why. That really got me.
Shout out to Tom Hanks. He won the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah, the Cecil B. DeMille Award.
He had a great, in my opinion, I thought it was a great speech, even though he clearly had a flu or whatnot.
Yeah, he definitely had a cold. And you could kind of tell, but yeah, it was touching. It was nice to kind of hear that side, but at the same time, it was just more. It's the one thing that I've never really cared about that award. It's just people, like patting themselves on the back. It's the Attaboy Award. Attaboy, you stayed in there for a long time.
Right. I think it's more so like the awesome like montage video that came with it. Like, it was cool. Like, we know his.
But we know his work. Like nobody's going to sit there and be like, "Oh, Tom Hanks was in that." Yeah, we know Tom Hanks was in that.
What?
Like,
I missed it.
Can you imagine if they did that with Samuel L. Jackson? Can you imagine if they did that? They'll be like, "Here's a montage, and it's going to be like 40 minutes long because he's in everything."
So, as far as the winners, Awkwafina took home Best Performance by an Actress, Most Picture Comedy for Farewell. Well deserved. Shock at the same time.
Yeah, but there wasn't really anybody in that category that I think could really top her.
Best Performance by an Actor, Most Picture Musical or Comedy went to Taron Egerton for Rocket Man.
I'm happy about that.
Yep. Best Performance by an Actress in a Supporting Role went to Laura Dern for Marriage Story.
That's deserved.
I was kind of hoping for Margot for Bombshell, maybe J-Lo for Hustlers, but
I never saw either one. So, but to see Laura Dern, because she was evil in that.
She was not the nicest person, and she really makes you realize, well, you know what? Why even get married when divorce is this bad? Right. You know what I'm saying?
The way that she sold it. Ooh, she sold divorce better than she sold marriage.
She sold divorce so well. Oh my God. Marriage is a beautiful thing. Divorce is beautiful, baby. All the shit you can get a divorce.
All that freedom? Did you know I could take your scholarship? What? You ain't going to school? You ain't a creator?
Your children's money is mine. Wow. Brad Pitt won Best Supporting Actor for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Very well deserved.
Ooh.
That was good.
I couldn't do that again.
Let me see. Best Director Sam Mendes, 1917. Best Screenplay Quentin for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Best Animation with the missing
animated
link.
Film.
What is missing link?
Exactly. That's the question.
So it's a Leica film. Who, if you guys ever saw the movie Kuo and the Two Strings, which is again animated, it's basically animation that wasn't Disney at this point. So it's very stop motion animation that's there. Okay. This guy did the same thing with Coraline. And he been So he been looking for his basically, but I mean we're talking. He beat out Lion King. He beat out.
What is missing?
He beat out
3
Frozen
Disney
2. He beat out Toy Story 4.
Frozen 2 was so good too.
I'm
so sorry.
So I'm sorry, dude. You ain't getting no fans on this podcast, apparently.
Toy Story 4 was great.
I loved all those movies.
Toy Story 4 was awesome, man. Missing Link, like shout out to them. I've never seen it, so I didn't think it was even really in the running. And then How to Train Dragon,
Yeah,
seven
How to
so-
Train a Dragon 3 was the 5th movie in there.
I said
So 4 movies that everybody knows, and then this other one,
One.
Missing Link. I guess we'll have to look that one
Yeah,
up.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Already got it queued up, ready to go. I'm watching sometime tonight. Best motion picture drama with the 1917. Best motion picture musical or comedy with the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Was really hoping for Dolomite, but at the same time, I love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, so I guess I'm not too upset about it.
Right.
And one missing. Oh, and Renee Zellweger.
For Judy. Yeah, but I thought that one was the easiest call.
Was it? Yeah, I guess. Oh, of course, Joaquin took home Best Actor for Joker. And the world's most oddest thank you speech in the world.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Hold on.
Well, he's socially awkward. We
The
get
dude is he is socially
He is
awkward.
socially awkward, but
like he does not do well in front of.
But he was like,
people.
he was there, like, yeah, man. I just want to like thank, fuck, man.
You think he was drunk?
I think he was, I was going to say that. I think he was
Little bit.
trying.
Might be kind of saucy.
On that Moet
He
on
was
the table.
feeling
Right.
saucy there huh?
A little bit. And Taron Egerton took home Best Actor for
Rocket Man.
Well deserved. But I'm very surprised that they still kind of remember him.
Yeah, and we talked about this off air because that movie came out so long ago that a lot of times it's not an award season movie. The movie came out after award season, so usually the award season nominees are usually the ones that are probably going to take it. This movie came out in like February,
Right. But
So-
if you think about it, though, I mean, just like people will forever love Elton John. So, I think as long as he has that type of backing, like I don't think it really matters. They love Elton John. So, and he's a iconic legend. So, I mean, how could you not?
Yeah, and then you compare it to last year with Bohemian Rhapsody. It was almost like Rocket Man was destined to take home something because like it was like universally overloved by the fans.
It was. It was. You know what?
Bohemian.
Thinking about that, I know Edgerton. Definitely deserves it, but I'm surprised Richard Madden didn't get a nom. Then, if you think about
that
it,
is true.
because he was pretty evil,
That is
but
true.
it was good.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know.
That was Golden Globes 2020. I mean, kind of went the way we thought it would go, in a way.
Except for the opening monologue.
That was wow.
That was good, though.
That was great.
was good,
That stood
though.
out for me the whole way.
I seriously, I've watched that opening monologue like 4 times, like today, because sometimes I just want to be at my job, like, yeah, fuck this place, like,
It's my last day, so like,
so it's like, whatever,
I don't
You guys
care.
are all about
I don't
this.
care. I don't care.
But you guys have a sweatshop over in, like down the street, okay, it's not down the street, but I don't know where it is, but still,
Listen.
I'm pretty sure you got a
It's
sweatshop
somewhere.
Last day of my job.
in the basement of the building that you were currently in. That's just housekeeping? Okay, well, I'm sorry, housekeeping. I didn't really mean to
My bad.
call y'all
I
out
know
on
it's
that.
somewhere.
I'm part of this onion bun.
Hashtag Onion Bond 2020.
We're literally a sweatshop,
Literally, that's
Literally a sweatshop. Hashtag sweatshop.
Onion Bond by LVAC.
oh my God. No one used that hashtag.
Let's pay some bills, man.
Today's show is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering our listeners a free audiobook with a 30-day trial membership. Just go to audibletrial.com/beat and browse the unmatched selection of audio programs. Download a title free and start listening. It's that easy. Go to audible.com/BEAT to get started. Why Audible? Audible content includes an unmatched selection of audiobooks, original audio shows, news, comedy, and more from the leading audiobook publishers, broadcasters, and entertainers. I have begun listening to Kafka on the Shore, a Haruki Murakami book. Have you listened to anything lately, Jay?
Yes, I have. I finished the Rick Ross.
Right.
Yeah, it takes a while to get through it, only because it's Rick Ross kind of reading it to you.
The fact that he doesn't call it Every Day I'm Hustling is
I mean, that'd be a
is
dope
shame.
name, but
A
listen,
shame that that's not
nothing
your
is-
autobiography
Nothing
name.
is more fulfilling than a Sunday morning drinking your coffee and listening to Rick Ross tell you his life story. Cause it's like this. When you're the boss, there's no finales. No finales. So it's great. Yeah. So Rick Ross.
I wonder if it's written by Noriega.
No, it's written by Rick Ross.
To download your free audiobook
Some white
today,
guy.
Go to audibletrial.com/beat. Again, that's audibletrial.com/BEAT for your free audiobook.
So today's movie to kick off the year, which is crazy because it dawned on me. The year 2000 was 20 years ago.
What you talking about?
Oh my god.
It just
Not possible.
Weird.
think about it. The
We're
year
still
2000.
we're still living in the millennium, man.
No, we're just getting into the millennium now. Yes, millennium drops this year. No, last year, but it doesn't matter. We're here now. Will 2K is right now.
Did you hear this story about like this Y2K thing that like happened? No, seriously, like there was a problem with like some of these smartphone like refrigerators or something that screwed up everything and like rotted like all these people's foods and whatnot open.
Oh my
over in
gosh.
like New York and
What a
stuff. I don't
nightmare.
know what happened. But apparently, I don't know exactly what happened. I only read the title, but it was like rotten food from Y2K, like bug from smart home. And I'm like, see, that's how the government gets you right there.
Huh.
You know, that ain't under warranty. You know, that ain't
No, it
under
isn't. No,
warranty.
we're not going to cover your fruit.
You know,
The hell?
just because your almond butter, your healthy almond butter you got in there. No, it should not be in there. And your vegetables. You know, I don't know if there's unhealthy type, but I imagine that most almond butter are considered healthy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Today's movie, almond butter. Okay. Today's movie,
I'm craving almond butter.
I can tell.
That's why.
I can tell. Onion buns.
Some like dry toast and almond butter.
Sounds very pleasant. Like a pleasant snack to have. Today's movie, taking it back to the year 2000. The first movie to be released in the year 2000. Next Friday. Yeah, 20 years is next Friday.
Boy,
This is next Friday, the sequel.
That really did not get the it's next Friday.
It's next Friday.
It's next Friday.
It's next Friday. Original release date, January 12th of 2000. Shares opening weekend with My Dog Skip, Play It to the Bone, a guilty movie pleasure of mine, and Supernova.
That is not a good movie.
Which movie?
Play It to the Bone.
To you, it's not. I actually enjoy the movie.
I would rather watch The Great White Hope than watch
Hope or Hype?
Hype. I'm sorry, Great White Hype.
Yeah.
I would rather watch that.
Okay.
Play It to the Bone is not a good movie.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Woody Harrelson can't box. It drives me nuts.
Not the Antonio Banderas. But that's not the point. It's a good movie. But production budget was $11 million with a box office total of $58.8 million, the most successful in the franchise. And of course, 22% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That is a damn shame.
That is a real shame.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when you saw Next Friday for the first time?
Yes.
Do you? Oh my god, I thought
Kind
that was
of.
20 years
Yeah.
ago.
I mean, it was 20 years ago. Yeah.
No.
So,
It's like 20 years ago. I was like 5.
I don't remember.
No?
No.
I know you remember.
She remembers.
I do. Yeah. I mean, I was 20 years old. Oh God, that sounds
really?
so long ago. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
No,
Well, she don't look it. You know, I look like
You
at
know, funny,
least
the
8
whole-
years. I look at least 8 years older
The
than
whole
her.
show just pauses like,
This is what DanceFit can get y'all.
Onion Bonds gets you 20 years looking strong. But this, I remember this movie kind of getting the scrutiny when they first announced that they were doing a Friday sequel. However, Chris Tucker wouldn't come back as Smokey. And I was like, nah, man, fuck that. I don't want to not see Smokey back. But then you get this birth of, the one thing that Ice Cube can do so well is birth a comedian to like a movie star. So we literally got the birth of Mike Epps from Next Friday as Day-Day. And who better to like replace Chris Tucker at that time than Epps as Day-Day? As somebody you didn't even know, but damn, it was funny. Like the intro to Day-Day is hilarious. But by the time, what's his name? Dewana smashes his window and keys his car. And
Yeah.
shit.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my God. Why y'all doing that when the fat bitch jumped off? Yo, I love that shit.
Y'all just stand there and do nothing.
Y'all trying
Hugging.
hugging and shit, just standing there. But the basic plot of Next Friday is pretty simple, actually, like all the Friday movies tend to be. Is Debo has escaped from prison, which is weird because it's kind of hard to escape from Men's Central Jail in Los Angeles, but he made it happen. But
With a sheet.
with a sheet.
Right. Several sheets.
Several sheets. And he finds his long lost brother, we assume, Tyrone, played by Sticky Fingers. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think I'm gonna escape from prison anytime soon. But I think if I'm going to, the last thing I'm thinking about doing is going to beat up somebody that beat me up 5 years ago.
That part.
That's just me.
Right.
And real quick though, like how did they even get up over the fence?
The spiked fence and the whole shebang.
I'm like, okay, I don't think it's that easy to break out of
That's what I'm saying.
prison.
Men's Central Jail in downtown LA is not the easiest thing to break
This
out.
is TV though.
Running
You know.
down the street in an orange jumpsuit
Right.
with
Shackled
shackles on your leg.
together.
Nobody questioned.
No,
Nobody ordered.
not at all.
I got a story about that. Now that I think about it. So my dad, he goes to
escape from jail?
No. Well, kind of.
Okay.
So my dad, he gets cigarettes from the Pie Eat Smoke Shop, which is
yes.
towards
Down Main Street.
Yeah. So it's all the way north,
Right.
So one time, and this is when he still worked at Creech Air Force Base or Indian Springs, however way you know it, and he went and he saw this guy, and this guy was like. And this guy was like, had to slam out. He was like, hey, can you help me out? I'm looking to go as far north as I possibly can. He was all like, yeah, okay, whatever, right? This is my dad, the nice, good old white boy from Kansas.
Oh my gosh, I just have a bad feeling about this already.
So he gets in there, and like almost immediately, like this guy starts trashing on the U.S. military. All right. My dad is like gung ho, like, yes, we should be in war right now. And I'm like, let's relax because that's me going there,
Right.
not you.
Right.
So he goes and the guy's just being a dick, like totally completely. And he's like, you know what? I'm kind of done giving you a ride. He's like, I'm just going to drop you off here. He's like, no way. You're not going to drop me off here. Now, for those of you who don't know, right in between Creech Air Force Base and North Las Vegas is a maximum security prison over there. There's a sign about 2 miles out from there that says, do not pick up hitchhikers.
Yes.
He straight up drops them off over there.
Yeah.
Like a boss.
Right. Yeah.
So all right, so Debo's out. I don't know how word gets back to Craig that Debo is out, and the first thing he's gonna do is come and see you. So Craig's father, John Witherspoon, R.I.P. John Witherspoon.
Yes.
It's sad to see
such
him
a
there.
legend.
Yeah.
Oh man!
Bang, 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 bang. That's all I get.
Pops,
You could go blind in there, boy.
gonna hit the highway. Pops decides to have Craig go out and live with his father. I'm sorry, live with his brother, played by Don D.C. Curry in Rancho Cucamonga. If you're from California, you know it's not too far away. And from LA to Rancho is probably about at best an hour drive, hour and a half.
Rancho
drive.
Cucamonga? Yeah, it's like an hour.
Hour and a half drive. Not very far away, but I guess for the sake of the movie, it's whatever. But they go to this neighborhood. And you meet Day for the first time, played by Mike Epps. And almost immediately after they have that little bond, Day's girl is outside keying the shit out of his car. Have you ever keyed somebody's car?
No.
Lies.
Never.
I want the story. All right.
I don't want that karma.
It was the early 2000s.
Wait a minute. If you notice, like I don't know, I looked at them. I'm like, you ever did it before? They was like,
They hesitated.
No.
They were like, no, we're not ready to talk about this. We're live on stream right
plead
now.
the 5.
They don't call us the hashtag onion for no reason, all right?
Onion bomb for nothing.
Onion bomb for nothing.
You find an onion in your car. Yeah, I did that shit. And
We made a lot of fools cry.
No.
But we meet Day and we also get introduced to Uncle Elroy's girlfriend, Sugar.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
She was ready.
She
Now,
was
this
all
is
the way
where-
ready.
This is where a story for me comes into place because nobody I'm related to dates this kind of person, but I went with a friend to his uncle's house back in L.A. and I've been knowing their family since I was, 10, 11 years old. So I went to them. I'm now in my 20s. And I meet his girlfriend, who's like definitely like 30 years older than us, 40s older than us, but dresses very provocative for her age. And so at the time, I thought it was funny, and I really thought about Sugar from Next Friday. But the fact that when she saw me and my boys, she was like, Oh, y'all looking.
She was ready to chew y'all
I
up,
said,
huh?
don't be Eartha kidding me. Don't you
Marcus
Eartha kid
died.
Marcus died. Don't you Eartha kid me.
Right.
This is still statutory rape, Miss Lady. Okay? Okay, well, nobody say. But you do meet Sugar, and she's very open and wants to really get to know Craig.
Yes.
Right in front of her man, by the way. But I
Right.
guess it's whatever. But then we
Don't
found out,
care.
we found out that Uncle Elroy's mom, his wife and Dede's mom basically dies when they found out they had $1 million.
Right.
Which is that's fucked up.
Some scratchers, man.
Right.
That's what scratchers does for you. Man.
So, let me ask you this. So, when you get that first monologue of Day kind of just going off on Craig, far as like, well, correction, telling the story as to how he met Dwana and how they broke up, which could very well be my iconic scene for this movie. But, have you ever had a point to where you had to like overly explain yourself to somebody because you're just that, emotional about it?
I don't know. Let me think
That's
about
a loaded
this.
question.
Is that a loaded question?
man,
I know, right? I'm like-
that's such a loaded
I
question.
think it depends on the situation, but I've never like been in a situation
You ain't never got the rapping? That's how it happened?
like
Getting some 10s, 20s.
But I keep
yeah.
you clean.
No, I've never been in his situation, I can say. So
Right.
yeah. That was kind of on the up and up with,
Okay.
with mine.
All right. We got the rapping. That's how it happened.
That's right.
That's what it was.
Right.
We also get to meet the Joker brothers across the street.
Oh, God. I hated these guys so
Why?
Why?
They're
They're so funny.
They're
Oh
so
my
awesome.
gosh.
And they're
Come
so
on, the
dumb.
tuxedo thong. Let's go.
Bend the wire. Bend the wire. Yeah.
No locked doors. No locked
No
doors.
more lockers. No, listen. I think the Joker Brothers was a great addition to this movie, only because Black and Brown, as far as the Black and Brown comedy aspect of the whole thing, they really got to shine. You know what I'm saying? Like Jacob Vargas as Joker, and his two brothers. When he breaks them down, as far as one's got the pen, one's got the YA, other one's got out the youth camp or some shit like that.
No.
But they all look like grown ass men. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So who's the youngest out of you three?
That's how Mexicans age, though. You for real, all those tamales, they got some magical powers in them.
You should have saw my face.
They look anywhere from 12 to 47,
Yes.
any given day.
Now, Craig is falling for Carla, which is their sister. You don't get very much time with Carla as far as screen time.
No, not at all.
Nah, but she is cute though.
She is very
She's
pretty.
very pretty.
Very pretty.
Very
Very
She's cool. Pinky, we get the Pinky spot,
I love Pinky.
and
Pinky's my favorite.
Pinky recommended this. Now, I do know a spot in LA that does resemble Pinky's a lot. It's super pink record place. I don't think they call it pink. I think they call it
Anyone got a spot out here like that?
I think we do.
It's Ticket Busters.
What?
We do.
Yes, we do. The
We
pink
do.
building. Yes,
Yes,
Ticket
we do.
Busters.
It's a big
Yes.
pink
Big
building.
pink building
Yep,
with a cop right in front of it.
And his aviators. Yep.
It's so inviting. So inviting.
Cop says, "You just got a ticket."
Yep. Exactly.
But we get this awesome little scene with Roach. Justin Pierce, may he rest in peace as well. And they're smoking weed in the back because they're stressing out over the fact that he got this notice from the mailman that they're going to be auctioning off the house. And as they're in the back smoking, Dwana and Baby D now shows up, which is the funniest part in the movie to me because Dede's dodging her like a
Right, like the plague.
like the plague.
For real.
And then he says, "Somebody called Jenny Craig. Put a hit on this fat bitch." That is the funniest part to me. I love that shit.
Oh my
But
gosh.
we get the introduction to Pinky, played by Clifton Powell.
My favorite part.
Yes.
Why is that your favorite part?
Because he's so crazy. He's asking him questions and then telling him, "Don't say nothing. Don't say another word."
That's me.
Really?
That's me. I feel like I'm like that with my kids. Shut up. Oh, what'd you say?
Shut up.
Don't say that.
Say another motherfucking word. This shit's over. I ain't playing. Love it.
Going crazy on phone.
But the movie plays out so dope, man. Like I love that Michael Blackson's in this thing for a brief moment. Like I just the bitch ass nigga. Don't hit me, please. I love that. Love that. But the movie itself, like the way it plays out is so dope to me because it's one day in the hood, or in this case, like the suburbs of Rancho Cucamonga. But by the time they get back to Day Day's place, it's practically nightfall, and they see that one of the Joker brothers has like this little pump. Mm-hmm. And Chico's even acting weird about this little pump, right? And he's acting weird towards Chico. And Chico turns out like came on his leg or some weird shit.
Oh my gosh. It's some lotion or something.
Yogurt or something.
Some yogurt. Or yogurt, yeah. Some yogurt.
But they devised this plan to go over there and like steal the pump because they figured that there must be money in that pump.
Right.
So I'm kind of bouncing all over this movie right now. This
little
not much to
bit,
explain.
but it's okay. We with you.
Yeah.
We with you.
Yeah, but anyway.
You know.
So they're having this party, and they have Roach pretty much keep Chico busy.
Yes.
Chico's a scary ass dog.
He is. Did you see how fast he was like
Oh,
eating
Craig's
that
ass,
bologna
right?
and just
the
like
brownie don't look
the
like
in
he's
the
gonna
bread he was
die.
like he hadn't eaten in like a year or something. I'm like, good Lord, feed your dog.
Is that normal?
Why are you looking at me?
I'm just. Well, you made the Mexican thing earlier, so I figured.
I ain't Mexican. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to throw you away. Like,
Why?
Cool?
The only aggressive dogs I've seen like that is Chihuahuas. They'll chase you everywhere. They're just rats.
And speaking of which, so we're not gonna go past the fact that Pops had doo doo on his ass.
Oh
the
my
entire
movie. Why
The
though?
entire
Why?
movie. You didn't smell that?
Right.
You never smelled that? And I know dog shit smells worse than like human shit. So it's like you don't know
There's
that.
a pungency.
How often do you sit around human shit?
You never stepped in dog shit before?
No, I have. Of course, I
Of
have
course
3
you
dogs.
have. That shit lingers for a while.
Right.
Like, come
I don't
on.
have a sense
But
of
then
smell.
on top of that, though, he had cloth seat covers.
Yes.
You know, so it's like not only on his uniform, but
It's
it's
on his
also on his seat cover. I'm like, oh Lord, this is a catastrophe.
But Pops makes it back to Rancho Cucamonga to figure out what's going on with Craig. Meanwhile, Craig and Daddy are across the street trying to get to the pump. And then you get this
Message
message. Wait, what message am I talking about?
from oh gosh, oh dude. No. The oh gosh,
Debo?
the big one. Debo, yes.
Oh, Debo.
Drop everything, Craig.
Yeah.
Come quick. Yeah.
Tell him to call on Tyrone.
But I do love the fact that the Joker brothers are having this party, and they got these girls there, and you get this great scene with Joker and this girl. They're like making out. We're assuming what's going to happen, and he's kind of like, you know, he's improvising this thing like, no, bend the wire, no boy, lock doors. That shit is funny to me, man. Now, the funny thing about this movie was this movie is actually the worst rated as far as critic wise. However, the most successful.
Really?
Yes. The other, like, I want to say Friday.
It's like The Last Jedi all over again.
Yeah. Because Friday the Next did do a lot better as far as critic wise, for sure. But as far as the trilogy, this was the most successful movie.
Wow.
However, this is like the most hated, which I don't understand why.
I think it's absolutely hilarious.
I love this movie. Next Friday is
I thought
dope.
it was. It took, you know, like with all of them, you kind of get mixed up on which one is which. But you know, when you go back and see it, you're like, dude, this is like really funny. You know,
It's certain things that this movie does that kind of just makes you laugh off rip. Like certain lines, like, "Hey, that crazy bitch out there again!" Like that's just funny to
right.
me. But the movie pretty much wraps up them getting the pump. The Jokers get arrested. For we assume they committed what, robbery or something like that.
Right.
Something, yeah.
Yeah. So the Jokers get arrested. We assume Craig gets with Carla, but Craig also goes back to L.A. So I guess that doesn't really go anywhere. But I love how the movie basically wraps up when Day Day says, "So when can I come to your neighborhood and fuck your neighborhood up?" And you're like, "You can't." I'm like, oh,
Right.
all right. and the movie just ends, right? But
After he gets his back window busted out of his
back
car.
when, and nobody see that shit.
Nobody. Well,
Nobody.
But,
Fred saw it.
and by the way, this has to be the quickest time the police have really cleared up a scene anywhere. Like, I mean, by the time they go outside, change, police are gone. I'm like,
Right.
oh, all right, bet.
Right.
But that's next Friday. Pretty simple explanation with this movie because they're just simple movies.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, it's great for the weed culture as well. If you're into that kind
Oh
of
my
thing.
gosh, did you see the amount of weed that was around the house?
was
I
on
was
the
like,
floor,
I
it
was
was
like,
on the
Anyika, is
table.
that? I'm like, what is that on the floor?
dropped the
and then I'm
whole-
like, what is that on the table?
He dropped the whole tray of weed. It is on the floor for
my
like
gosh.
the movie.
Yes. I'm like,
I was
oh
like,
my
all right.
gosh. I guess they don't vacuum their floor.
Why? I'm around Rancho Chocomunk. I'm a king around here.
Right. Okay.
So let's get into some takeaways. Let's start with Miss Anyika. Who's getting her That Guy award?
Joker.
Why?
Because I like him. He's so funny. He made the movie for me.
Joker did.
He did. He made the movie for me.
All right, and that chick award.
The aunt.
Sugar?
Sugar? Yes. She's so crazy.
Are you going to be a sugar in your later years?
No. No.
This fool award.
Tyrone. He's
Really?
Just, yeah, he's just stupid. I would have left him a long time ago. I would not have tagged along.
He didn't really want to go. He wanted to do something else
I would have
anyway.
been out.
Cut that out.
I think the whole part with Pops falling in the poop, I don't know why that was
But
there.
that was amazing.
No.
It was a good callback. It comes back the whole time. And iconic scene.
Oh, the whole Pinky thing and Craig, that was it
The Pinky
for me.
and Craig fight?
Yes.
All right. Miss Amelia, That Guy award.
That Guy award for me, it has to be Pinky. I mean, that's yeah.
Who is it?
Pinky.
Shut up!
Right. Don't say nothing.
Say another word. That chick award.
That chick. Yeah, definitely Sugar. She played that part. That's for sure.
Word.
She did that.
That fool award.
That fool. You know, I have to go with Roach because he was down to do like whatever. It really didn't matter, but you know, it's just like, bro, like.
And Daddy even calls him like, Daddy, Craig, this is my white slave Roach. Roach is
Right.
Daddy.
I was like, wait,
My
did I
white
hear that right?
slave Roach.
Right. I'm like, did I hear that right?
Yeah, you heard that right.
Yeah, I heard that right. Okay.
And iconic scene.
Of course, it has to be inside of Pinky's, you know, when him.
Well, I'm telling
They
you.
have the fight.
When they had the fight, like that was like the best, you know, especially when, you know, he's like there holding the gun to
When he
to his
dives,
head.
no, when he dives to get the gun, like he dies.
Like full blown launch to get the gun.
Superman.
And still to get close to this shit.
No,
Right.
not at all.
Do you have yours?
Yeah, I do.
All right, That Guy award.
John Witherspoon. Because it's too
Yeah,
easy.
that's true.
He steals a scene every single time he's on screen.
Yeah.
Oh man, Johnny Witherspoon. That's
Not to be a downer, damn dude.
I mean,
Like,
you
can
just brought us down for a second. That chick award.
Duana, because she's like, I don't know. In my eyes, she's like the craziest person in this. She's got that pregnant brain. That's what's going on.
I'll never recall acting like that being pregnant.
I've known way too many people. Family, non-family.
I'm pregnant with Cho, baby.
Entire workplace, you know. All of it.
Oh, man.
I have seen some situations play out due to someone being pregnant by somebody else, and that person swears up and down that is not my baby, and she feels otherwise. She's burning shit. Like she's setting shit on fire. Like she brought up my man's like dirty clothes hamper.
No.
That is
not-
filled with clothes,
Oh, God.
and then set it on fire
Oh.
in front of the workplaose.
Oh, she
wow.
pulled a wait until exhale.
I said, bro,
kinda.
your shit is on fire outside, bro. What you mean? Like, no. Your shit is on fire outside, bro.
Like,
Oh,
for
that's
real.
okay. Oh, that's okay. I was going to donate that to the kids later.
Your shit is on fire outside, bro.
Well, then they get what they get, but I'm still going to get my check.
You're not hearing me. Your shit is on fire outside, bro. Where are we? That full of work.
Roach.
Wow.
Because white slave, come on, man. Come on, man.
He embraced it.
Come on. Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about right there.
He knew what it was.
Nobody embraces it. Embrace it. Come on. Nobody should embrace that.
No.
No.
Cut that out.
Nothing. It's a great movie. I love this movie.
And let's go with iconic scene.
Iconic, the opening, because it's like you ever get that like peek? You ever get that peek into like a moment's life, into movies like day? Because really, this is what it is. It's the movie's day in that particular day, and it's like being welcomed right back into the family.
Right.
That's exactly what this felt like for me.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I also love the opening titles for the movie. We're like, man, put that shit out.
Yeah, no, that was funny. That was great.
New Line presents.
Oh my god,
Oh, he owe me some money.
That motherfucker owe me some money, man.
that guy award.
That guy award is going to go. I got to give it to Day Day. The reason why I give it to Day Day, first of all, Mike Epps as the birth of who we now know as Mike Epps, flawless. I love him in this movie. But Day Day as the character, he's a bitch. But at the same time, he doesn't hide being a bitch. Like it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? He know he got some tens, but he keep them clean. And, he know that's not his baby. And he's going to stick with that. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, another standout scene with Day Day is when he tries to like boss up on Cube, saying like, you know what? You're not going to be beating me up when we're like 30, 40 years old or something like that. And like Cube like flinched at him, he just drops on the floor. I love that. Love that.
That chick award.
That chick award, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Sugar, because Sugar just nasty. She's nasty. Do you remember the scene when Craig tries to tell Uncle Elroy about the mail he had just got, and in the background there's a whole movie of Sugar
With her red
rubbing her. I was like, and the song. Listen, and the reason why that song by Macy Gray just taints my brain every time because of that scene.
Oh my god.
Yes,
But wait, how did she get like in a whole like patent leather?
they just went upstairs.
Right, like
They just
like
went
30
upstairs.
seconds ago, she had on stockings and everything. Like,
But it lets you know that there's some freaks, because when they came back from Pinky's, he's in a whole nother little get down, and she's in a whole nother little get down, tied up and everything. So there's some freaks.
when he put the oil on him and then like
it started.
You're fine. Love that shit.
The full award.
That full award is going to go to Tyrone. Though funny, not needed. But then again, you need somebody to annoy Debo while Debo's trying to get to Craig. So I guess that's just what it is.
Fair enough.
Even though technically, you can clearly tell that at one point, Tyrone would have been Ezel from Friday had they went and brought Ezel back from Friday,
Right.
to be chained up with Debo.
Right. Cut that out.
Cut that out. Nothing. I can't. It's
too fun.
It's too much fun.
Yeah.
It's tight. Even when Craig and Dad is not on the screen, you still get Pops, you still get Uncle Elroy, you still get Miss Ho across the street. You get Pinky, you get Roach. It's so much goodness going. And then we even get Stanley back for a little bit. So I'm cool for that.
Iconic scene.
Without a doubt, the fight between Craig and Pinky. They really duke it out for like a good 10 minutes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just for neither one to really get the gun. And then how Pinky kind of he bitches up for a second and he goes, "Keep it my motherfucking pistol. Get the fuck out of my stuff."
he had me scared.
No nigga had me scared, but I had my own though. Fuck that. Love that shit. All right, so let's get into some quick hits so we can wrap this thing up. Quick hits. Chris Tucker did not reply. Here we go. Quick hits. Chris Tucker did not reprise his role of Smokey from the original film because he'd become a born-again Christian after filming Money Talks and chose to do the Rush Hour series instead. His character is referenced throughout the film to explain his absence. Not to say it wasn't a bad idea to do Rush Hour, because Rush Hour made him a star.
Yes.
Like 20 million a movie star. So, however, you miss Smokey, man. I need Smokey back in these movies.
Yeah.
The Cadillac that the Jokers use is actually owned by Ice Cube's bodyguard.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
It was a nice looking caddy too.
It sure was.
But did you ever notice it was just always, they never pulled it in the driveway
Just
full. It
hanging
was
on,
just
just hanging out
like
there.
Sometimes
halfway
it's being a street half the time. You're not gonna park that? Like, nah, we good. We good. When Joker says "pass the wire and don't look at me, little puppet," he is actually quoting lines from American Me, a movie in which he played Edward James Olmos' younger brother, Pablito.
Oh, okay.
Michael Rappaport plays a mailman in this movie and portrayed a skinhead 5 years earlier in Higher Learning, also starring Ice Cube.
Yeah.
According to a 2018 interview, Anthony Johnson, who played Ezel from Friday, he was asked to return for next Friday by Ice Cube. However, he was barred from entering the set, and the character Ezel was replaced by Tyrone, played by Stick Fingers. I told you! Something told me that was supposed to be Ezel, not
Why was he
Tyrone.
barred from the set?
I'm not sure, but I know he did something where he actually explained something that happened between him and Cube to where he was no longer allowed on the set.
Oh, wow.
According to an earlier script, Michael Jordan was originally going to be in the gas station bathroom instead of Stanley.
I assume that didn't work out.
Nah. I couldn't even imagine that, like just such a random character.
Jordan's like 6'7". Like, just have him like popping out.
He's just in Rancho Cucamonga, just chilling.
Right.
Why would you be in Rancho Cucamonga?
Of all places.
Why would you be in Rancho Cucamonga?
I mean, you never know, but
No, Rancho Cucamonga is out of the way from in LA.
it really is. Unless you're like on the way to like Vegas and shit. Even then, that's still kind of like out of the way.
Because you have you even passed Riverside at that point? No,
Yes.
you would. Yeah,
Yes.
you would pass Riverside. So you'd have to go out of your way to go to Rancho Cucamonga.
All right.
Nobody
and
goes to Rancho Cucamonga, just like nobody goes to anywhere north of San Diego and
like
under.
Victorville. Nobody goes to Victorville.
And nobody
Except
goes
for
to,
gas.
Except for gas. Gas.
and Temecula, unless you're getting meth. Then
Temecula. Not Temecula.
Temecula.
You make it sound like a dream vacation.
No. Oh my gosh. I have such a bad memory about Temecula.
Welcome to Temecula. We get you meth.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's
kind of want to go
so
there.
terrible. So terrible.
And finally, John Witherspoon plays Don D.C. Curry's brother, and Don Curry plays Mike Epps' father in the film. In reality, Don Curry is only 9 years older than Mike Epps, and John Witherspoon is 19 years older than Don Curry.
Oh, wow.
Which makes them 28 years older than Mike Epps. Why didn't they continue it? Keep doing the math equation while we're at it. You know?
And if you divide 5, but that is the show. First show of 2020. Pretty damn good.
I agree.
I say so.
It was an absolute pleasure having you all on.
Special shout out to the lady.
Thank you.
This was such a soulful way to start 2020.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'd much rather have the ladies of DanceFit by LVAC with us today than like some dude just trying to sit there and just mean mugging face. Like, bro, get a fucking grip. It's 2020.
You call it out somebody?
Nah.
You know who you are.
You know who you are, goddammit. But yeah, it has been a real pleasure to have you guys on today. Thank y'all for coming through.
Thank you so much. We
Thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
us.
Absolutely. Let the people know where they can find you.
I am on everything social. DanceFit A Hunt or DanceFit. What's my tag? I don't even know my tag.
Onlyfans.com.
No. Oh gosh, no. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. DanceFit with A Hunt. That's what it is. DanceFit with A Hunt on Instagram.
And for me, I am Amelia Cruz on Facebook and also Instagram, Mamacita Cruz. But,
How fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about y'all? Where are you guys on? Where are you
Like
at?
ours
Where
is
can
not
we find
anywhere
you?
near school. Yeah, you always find me on.
I'm Poppy J. Alonzo on Dave, where can they find you?
I'm Delicious Danger Neff
Okay,
over on
there you go,
Instagram,
there you go.
Facebook, and Twitter.
All right.
Pop Tart Pop.
Nice.
You can always find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Danger Neff. I'm the co-host here at Back to the Classics. We brought back Reel It Back.
Brought it back.
It
Finally.
took us like a year, but
Finally.
we brought it back just for y'all.
Yes.
Just for y'all. My guy, Jay Alonzo, where can they find you?
You can find me on all the social media simply at I am Jay Alonzo. That's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. You talk to me and I'll talk back. Of course, the Back to the Classics movie talk group on Facebook is up and popping. Go ahead and jump on in there and join the conversation. We appreciate all the love we've been getting on that, as well as Spoiling the Classics. We're bringing that back, aren't we?
Yes.
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 For sure.
Yep. And look out for Really Back. Trailer reviews and movie reviews are up and running right now. I just did a review for the trailer for A Quiet Place Part 2, which looked awesome.
I was so proud of him.
Thank
I really
you.
was.
I was like, you know what?
He has this dope ass like picture in the background that says legend. I'm like kind of ham fisting it there a little bit, buddy, but he is a legend
But you know what it is.
in his own mind.
But you know what it is. I was gonna do a review for The Grudge. I realized I can give a fuck about it.
There's
I just
there's
didn't get
very little to talk
Yeah,
about with that movie.
it's bad. But also, turn my mic up every Friday. That's the hip hop show that we do with Big Los, Hollywood Kev, King Corey, and RJ. Check that out. And of course, we will be back next week.
Yes, we will.
For another
For
good one.
super throwback.
Oh, and in case people didn't know, 2-Minute Drill coming back next week.
That's right.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
This movie, the movie that we're going to talk about is like 2 hours and 45 minutes. Oh, I cannot wait.
Easily.
Because you're going to have to pay attention to all of it.
Wow, what movie is that?
Oh no, we can't discuss right now.
We'll
Oh
tell
my
you
God.
We'll
off
tell
the
you
mic.
off the mic.
Okay.
But just know,
All these long movies.
nigga doesn't like long movies. Like, oh my
Man,
God, it's an hour and a half. Fuck!
December 1999. Like December 1999, they were like the average movie time was like 3 hours, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to review 5 of them. This
Easily,
sucks.
the last 5 movies
my.
are over 2.5 hours long.
Easy.
Anyika does not like long movies. If he says an hour and 25, she's like, oh my God, it's so long.
I
I hate it.
So is her favorite movie like Dumbo? That's only 70 minutes long.
No.
Anything that's the animation, that's cartoon and happy, where she can laugh and cry and all that, she's good. It don't matter, but but don't take her to a movie theater though, because it ain't happening.
Do you want to tell them how you felt when you saw Green Mile?
I hated it. It was so long and so sad, but it was a really good movie.
But I hate
I
it.
cried. It
So
wasn't a
long.
happy ending. No happy ending.
Fuck. Shouldn't even cuss. Fuck.
It was so long.
But this has been fun. Once again, shout out to you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today.
Thank you.
Yo, I'll see you next week, bro.
I'll see you next week, partner.
With that being said, I am Jan Alonso. With me, of course, is
Danger Nav.
see y'all next week. Back to classics. We out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.